Thanks for reminding me that there's a bright side. I did get some Apple stock and my husband, and we got Apple and some Tezzy, even though, oh, Tesla, Elon Musk. I just let me enjoy my car. Just let me enjoy my good contribution to the environment and feel smug at stoplights when people try to race me and I beat them every time because that car is damn fast. But Elon is, I can't even keep track of the BSery
Girl.
coming out of his world, his tweets. So for those of y'all who have, I think we've every time we kind of mention Tesla, every once in a while I'll get like a DM to Brian Ambition podcast on IG plug about the fact that the company has been accused of racism in a couple of ways. So they've been hit with like several discrimination lawsuits, and even potentially being flagged by the whole state of California for, and they're, I don't know what the status is of that, but it's some problems over there. And that was like back in February 2022, just earlier this year that I was reading about.
But then when it came to light, basically.
When it came to light, yes, of course. So this has been the experience of workers potentially for years.
Yeah.
But then he's just like trying to buy Twitter. And then the what pissed me off the most was last week when he sent out was it a tweet or an email that his staff he's like, get back to the office or else. Minimum of 40 hours per week. And he said something about like,
he said, or pretend to work someplace else.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, what a douche.
While you pretend to work while you're just tweeting out of your anus?
Girl.
Like, I don't want to get back my Tesla, y'all. Do I have to? No, but it's just like, I feel like another toxic, when you create these deities, these demigods, I feel like in the corporate world, this is what happens. And I mean, you got Jeff Bezos flying off on a dick-shaped rocket to the moon, spending billions of dollars on it. And now you've got Musk swinging it around on the internet and just making a fool of himself. And we sort of give them these platforms to do it on, by just treating them like they are, deities on this earth. And we create these giants, and then they get to swing and do whatever they want to do and cause chaos and create turmoil. And, I think we're reaping what we sow again.
Yeah. Honestly,
I blame my husband for buying his memoir.
He bought Elon Musk has a memoir?
All right, that's not entirely true. I bought him the memoir for his birthday.
But here's the thing. You can learn.
Again, I'm part of the problem.
No, you can learn from different people. I don't even, there's a lot of business men and women who I might not agree with all their philosophy, whatever, but there's something to still be learned. Sometimes it's to learn how not to do that and how not to be that way. So that I don't think that's, and you're right. When you have wealth and power, the rules don't apply. I remember reading an article about this person became a wealth planner on purpose just to see the privilege that the uber wealthy have. So he became like, a wealth planner. And sometimes they he said, he remembers like one of his first weeks on the job, his boss was like, we have to fly to Switzerland to meet with one of our clients. You can come with us so you can see how, we interact. And he gets to the private plane. That's what they're flying out of. He said, oh my God, I forgot my passport. I have to run back home. And his boss was like, you don't need it. He's like, no, but we're flying to Switzerland. I need my passport. And he was like, no, you don't need it. You'll see. There's no checks, no balances, no nothing. They landed. Nobody asked for his passport. Nobody asked for anything. The rules don't apply to the Uber world. Can you imagine flying to a whole other country from the United States and flying back and not being asked for your passport? All these arbitrary rules they come up with for us, they don't apply to the uber wealthy. And that's why you see them behave like children, because it's like, your 2-year-old is like, the rules don't apply. Sis, who you talking to? I run this. Like children don't have the same rules as adults do, and therefore they act out, but they're children. And I feel like people are, some of these uber wealthy folks are out of touch the way regular people have to navigate life. And so they think that they can say whatever, and it changes literally the landscape of the economy. Like Elon Musk can tweet something about, remember he tweeted a thing about like Dogecoin, or he sent us something on SNL about Dogecoin, and which is a cryptocurrency, and it made that coin shoot up in value.
Yeah.
And so, and he doesn't care. He thinks it's funny. And
which
so,
gives his ego
a
high. He also has this thing about, and there is something that I learned about Elon, actually, I've learned from him that to point, but he has this this feeling, you can tell from what he says, that he has this moral high ground because he's
Yes.
created Tesla, which is an electric vehicle and like solar panels, and has done so much for climate change. And he pitched a hissy fit on Twitter because, have you heard of socially responsible investing, or ESGs? Wait, what does it stand for? ESG funds. So
I
there are
have.
this class of, we got, when we opened Rio's brokerage account, we gave him a socially responsible, like, ESG, I think.
Mhm.
We invested in him in that particular fund. And it's basically like, we talk about index funds and ETFs, which are basically like a little menu of, not a little, but sometimes they can be every company or the top 500 companies. With ETFs, it can be tied to a certain sector. So with ESG funds, you have investment firms trying to come up with like a list of companies who have socially responsible policies, good environmental impact, are basically have some kind of like moral fiber and goodness about
Mm.
them. And it's all very arbitrary. And there's been controversy about them in the past. Like, is this actually a smart way to invest? Like, do these companies actually perform better? And as investors, who want to feel good about what they're buying, like me, I want to get my son something that I can be proud of. And I just kind of blindly say, oh, this must be the good companies to invest in. But, it's actually been found that they don't perform, like, these actual funds are not, now that we have some historical data, are not
Mm.
performing that great,
Okay.
compared to other, even potentially lower cost, lower fee funds. And I did learn that because Eli pitched a hissy fit because Tesla got kicked out of one of these
Mhm.
funds. And that's what it's like. Just because your product does some good, I feel
Mhm.
like the idea that now you are not responsible for what happens at the company that
Girl.
creates your product, that to me is where we need to hold them accountable.
Yes.
Um, so I'll be very, very interested, and I will be watching, and I may hit the refund button or exchange button on the car. Who knows? Depending on how these lawsuits turn out,
Yeah.
um, because that's just not. I don't want to condone that. In no good.